Picture this. You wake up early, feeling sharp. You sit down at your desk, you meticulously scan the market, and boom, you find that absolutely perfect setup. You place a trade with total confidence. I mean, you've done the homework, your strategy is rock solid, and you're just waiting for the market to reward all that diligence.
But then, the market violently turns against you, and you lose. Now, maybe it's not some massive, life-ruining loss that completely wrecks your account right then and there, but man, it stings, doesn't it? It bruises the ego. It chips away at that rock-solid confidence you woke up with just an hour ago. And suddenly, this really subtle but profound shift starts happening in your mindset.
So in that highly charged split second, you're faced with the ultimate test. Do you just walk away, accept the loss, and live to trade another day? Or do you get mad? Do you decide right then and there to fight back and force the market to cough up your money? You know, in poker, they call this going on tilt. Well, in trading, it's exactly the same thing, and it is incredibly dangerous.
Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diagnosing what is widely considered a silent account killer. We're diving deep into the discipline of recovery, mastering the psychology of revenge trading. We are going to explore exactly why some of the smartest people out there make absolutely catastrophic financial decisions the second they get angry. And more importantly, we'll talk about how to stop it dead in its tracks.
Okay, let's look at our roadmap for this explainer. We've got 5 parts. 1. The silent account killer. 2. Inside the trader's brain. 3. 5 deadly warning signs. 4. A step-by-step survival guide. And finally, number 5, the ultimate trading edge. Let's dive right in.
Part 1. The silent account killer, exposing the trap.
So we really need to wrap our heads around the sheer catastrophic power of this psychological trap. It doesn't always look dangerous at first glance, right? We're talking about revenge trading. By definition, this is what happens when a trader gets emotional after a loss and starts making totally irrational, impulsive trades just to recover that money as fast as possible. The crucial takeaway here is that the moment this happens, logic goes out the window. It becomes deeply personal. Your brain actually starts whispering these dangerous little lies to you like, oh, I can win it back, or the market owes me, or just one big trade will fix the whole shebang. But guess what? The market literally owes nobody anything. The second emotions take the wheel, discipline vanishes, and trading devolves into pure, unadulterated gambling. Believe me, one emotional session can wipe out months, even years, of hard-earned progress.
Moving on to Part 2. Inside the trader's brain, the psychology of loss. Now, beneath the surface of all this, there's a brutal tug-of-war going on between your logical mind and your survival brain. Normally, your logical mind is in charge, right? It follows the strategy, it maintains discipline. But when you lose money, your brain genuinely processes that financial loss almost like literal physical pain. Your ego feels attacked, especially if you're feeling super confident coming off a winning streak, or maybe you just desperately needed that win. Instantly, your brain throws you into full-blown emotional survival mode. And humans in survival mode, we make incredibly impulsive decisions. You might double your position size, break every single rule you have, and suddenly the market turns into this arena of emotional warfare. And unfortunately, emotional traders almost always end up losing the war. Part 3. 5 deadly warning signs. Let's look at the symptoms of this disease.
All right, here are the absolute glaring red flags. If you catch yourself doing any of these, you need to stop trading immediately. Number 1, you increase your lot size right after a loss, trying to recover fast instead of actually trading smart. 2, you enter trades without doing your full analysis. You're just reacting emotionally, not strategically. 3, you feel genuinely angry at the market. I mean, think about it, acting as if a giant mathematical algorithm actually cares about your feelings. 4, you just keep trading after multiple losses, actively chasing a recovery instead of protecting whatever is left of your capital. And 5, the absolute biggest red flag of the bunch, you start ignoring your own rules. Look, professional traders respect their systems implicitly. Emotional traders absolutely destroy them.
That brings us to Part 4, your step-by-step survival guide. This is the prescription.
Okay, step 1. This is perhaps the absolute hardest mindset shift for beginners to make. You have to accept that losses are completely 100% normal. Even the absolute best traders on the planet lose trades on a regular basis. So the key takeaway here is that a true pro doesn't sit around asking, how do I avoid losing? Instead, they ask, how do I manage my losses? A single loss means literally nothing in the grand scheme of a long trading career. But your emotional reaction to that specific loss, well, that can mean absolutely everything.
Now, step 2 is deploying incredibly strict risk management. The golden professional rule is to risk only 1 or maybe 2% of your total account per trade. Why? Simply because small losses protect your psychology. Taking a massive, account-draining hit creates immediate visceral panic, and panic is the exact trigger that kicks off revenge trading. By strictly limiting your risk to just a tiny fraction of your account, protecting your capital inherently protects your peace of mind.
Which perfectly sets up step 3. You have to set a daily loss limit. This is such an incredibly powerful tool. For example, your hard rule might be that you stop trading entirely after 2 consecutive losing trades, or maybe if your account drops by 3% in a single day. And the magic is, once that hard limit is hit, you walk away. Period. No exceptions. No excuses. The market is still going to be there tomorrow, but if you let your emotions take the wheel today, your capital might not be. Moving to step 4, establishing a rock-solid cooling off routine. When you take a loss and you start feeling that familiar hot frustration building up, you have to systematically detach. First, step away from the screen entirely. Yes, physically leave, even if you are convinced the chart is actively plotting against you. Second, take a walk. Third, drink a glass of water. 4, take some deep breaths. And 5, give yourself a moment to completely reset emotionally. You should never, ever trade while you're emotionally charged. Seriously, true discipline in the market is very often just knowing exactly when not to click that mouse.
Steps 5 and 6 are all about documenting everything with a written plan and a trading journal. Having a written plan that clearly outlines your entry and exit rules, your risk percentage, and those daily limits we talked about, that is what anchors you when the emotional waves start getting choppy. And keeping a journal, that's a total game changer. It builds crucial self-awareness. When you actually force yourself to write down why you entered a trade, how you were feeling at the time, and what the outcome was, patterns inevitably start to emerge. You begin to clearly see exactly what triggers your emotional trading and where your repetitive mistakes are hiding.
And step 7 delivers a pretty tough truth. You have to stop trying to get rich quickly. That burning desire for fast money is exactly what obliterates so many trading accounts. The market is designed to reward patience, not desperation. Here is the ultimate reality check for you. Professional trading is actually incredibly methodical, highly systematic, and yeah, quite frankly, it can be pretty boring sometimes. The primary goal isn't getting rich today, it's survival. If you prioritize survival over desperation, you are going to survive long enough in this game to actually get really good at it. Which brings us to our final section, part 5, the ultimate trading edge, the prognosis. Just look at the stark contrast we have here. Amateurs, they chase their losses, they trade on pure emotion, and they constantly force trades that just aren't there. They demand instant recovery. Professionals, on the other hand, prioritize protecting their capital above all else. They accept the losses calmly, they wait patiently for their perfect setups, and they follow their systems with ironclad strictness. The biggest edge you can possibly have in trading isn't your raw IQ or how flawlessly you can read a candlestick chart. Your absolute ultimate edge is your emotional control. I want to wrap up by leaving you with this final, really powerful thought. The market is basically perfectly designed to expose human emotional weakness. It mercilessly punishes greed, fear, ego, and impatience. And revenge trading? Well, that combines all 4 into one incredibly deadly cocktail. So the very next time you face a loss, I want you to remember this quote. The greatest battle in trading was never against charts. It was always against your emotions. So I leave you with this question. The next time the market takes your money and really tests your ego, are you going to take a deep breath or are you going to take the bait? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep your discipline sharp and I'll see you next time.